you wrote another article, Dean Wade starting to get some pretty strong trade buzz. Take us through that and your thoughts on a potential trade with Dean Wade.
Yeah, well, people are seeing how well he defends and getting to experience that. I'd say he's a better defender, and he's always been solid in that area. He's been better this season than any other time in his career. You know, when you talk about a guy who can defend three positions anyway, and sometimes when I'm talking all the wing spots and even power forward, and sometimes point guard. Sometimes they'll put Dean Wade on Jalen Brunson. You know, so that combined with an expiring deal makes him a piece that other contenders are going to look at. But I just don't foresee it happening right now because the Cavs are, the situation that they're in right now. He's really their second big with Evan Mobley out. He's not going to score much. He's not going to look to score much, but he gives you that element that keeps you in games. His plus minus is always really positive, and guys like that are going to generate interest because the rival teams look at Dean Wade and say, "Oh, the Cavs, he's not one of their core four. We could get him for nothing," which does not sound to be the case as far as Cleveland is concerned.
Another guy whose name keeps popping up in trade rumors is DeAndre Hunter. Is there any way at all that they do that kind of deal?
Yeah, I think there is. I think it's going to be difficult because of their cap situation. And I don't think that they're not pushing to move DeAndre Hunter, but they're getting offers for him and certainly listening to offers for him. I think that's your job at this time of year. If you're president of basketball operations, Kobe Altman, that's a big part of the job is you listen at this time of year. And most years, Kobe Altman does something at the trade deadline. So to me, DeAndre Hunter's been struggling a little bit. There's been games where he's showed flashes of why they traded for him, but there's also been games where it's like, well, now we understand why the Atlanta Hawks gave him up for two guys who are no longer on the roster. So I think the Cavs are somewhere in between there. Again, you're not looking like we got to get this guy off the team by any stretch. You're looking at it like, is there somebody else out there that's coming through in these offers that might be a better fit? Maybe not, but maybe too. And I would certainly say, you call on Donovan Mitchell or Evan Mobley or whatever, you get shot down. But DeAndre Hunter's a guy that you would listen to opposing offers, and that always makes it possible that he gets dealt.